Welcome to day 3 of our video challenge. After reading y'all's comments on yesterday's video, I decided I was going to go through all the areas in the house that I've had inventory sitting and get an idea of what I have and what I don't. I've had a bunch of stuff sitting in the house in various areas, and so I went through and grabbed anything that I felt looked like it might fit into a spring reset. There is surprisingly a lot more than I thought that I had. I knew that I had a little shelf of inventory in the basement that I had started putting spring items on, but after going through some of the inventory I already had picked out for Christmas and for fall, I found a lot more things that I felt like I could throw into a reset. So far, I am pretty happy with how this is looking. It does feel very springy to me. And the spring reset idea that I had started playing around with in my head was the idea of a child's book Illustrator. Thinking back to the stone cottage that really inspired me and a Beatrix Potter aesthetic, I felt like this could maybe come together for spring. Some of the items that inspired me to go with the Beatrix Potter Child Book Illustrator were the acorn bookends that I picked up, along with this acorn and oak leaf mirror that I have. Some of the woodland elements, the items that I picked up that have a little bit of whimsy in them, like these hot air balloons. I also have a couple of framed pieces that are actually Beatrix Potter illustrations, cute, dainty floral pieces, and I think that will all tie into a really good spring reset. I do feel like right now it is lacking a bit of color. I've got pops of blue and pink. I love the little flower detail on this plate set. I also brought in kind of sagey green tones and pulled some of the blue glassware that I've had sitting in the basement. But there's a lot of wood. Looking at this, I'm not feeling as overwhelmed as I was yesterday. I don't know if I want to immediately put this in the booth because a lot of you did talk about going ahead and bringing spring in. However, Grit and Grace has their 5th birthday party on January 18th. If you're in the area, we'd all love for you to come out and say hi, but I'm not quite sure if going into my full spring reset will be quite right for the 5th birthday party. Brandon and Melody have talked about doing a wintry theme for the birthday. So right now we do have paper snowflakes, a little bit of crystal, some sparkle going on. And I thought it would be fun to maybe play on the theme that they're doing for the 5th birthday and play on this crystal, winter, white, and a little bit of blue sprinkled in up until the birthday party on the 18th. And then from there, with the blue that I have incorporated in this spring stuff I've set aside, start trickling in the pink and the green and bring in the greenery and slowly transition in the last part of January into my full-on spring reset. I do have some items that I think would play into that, including some really interesting silver pieces. I don't pick up a lot of silver, even though I do like the look of it. And of course, incorporating some of the blue glassware from before, glass and crystal pieces. And I have a bunch of milk glass vases. I think I have probably 15 of those. So it would be interesting to incorporate those into the white winter aesthetic that I'm thinking about doing. I'd love to hear your input on this thought process that I've got going on. Of course, I would have to do sourcing and quite a bit of it either way, which is what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. I mentioned I had to work Saturday. I didn't. I had to work today. And Saturday is my off day. So I am thinking about hitting some estate sales tomorrow to see what we can find. I feel like I'm finally on the right track now that I have an idea of what I want to get in for the next 2 weeks, as well as what we'll lean into going into spring. We just have to go find some stuff. Now that I've got all this inventory out, I think it's time to do some pricing.